Hello, vinyl community. Hi, hope everyone is doing really well out there and getting ready for Christmas. Oh, don't we just love it? Okay, as you can see, I've got some tacky 70s tinsel adornments. And yeah, this is the nearest thing I've had to hair for about the last 20 years as well. So there you go. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing really well out there and you're all preparing, getting ready. Oh, it's just fallen off. Hope everybody's getting prepared for Christmas. Yes, that time of year when we all get together, eat, drink, be merry. Sometimes some of us maybe a little too much, but yeah, it's all good fun. And getting together with family and friends, and we will have a great time. I'm going to take this off now because it's fallen off, but never mind. Okay, so yeah, guys, hope you're all doing well. I thought I'd do a video, get one in before Christmas, just to show you what I've been buying, and yes, I'm going to get to that in a minute. But what I'd first like to do is just say a big thank you to Michael P. Dawson, who very kindly sent me some VCLT quite recently. He did message me, and so I kind of suspected that there may be something coming my way, but yeah, when it arrived, I was very, very pleasantly surprised, and it was very, very generous. So yeah, so for those of you who don't know Michael, he's a real stalwart of the VC. He's been making videos pretty much as long as I've been watching them, so long time before I started to contribute myself. He's a lovely guy, lives in sunny California, really into his progressive sort of left field music, likes jazz, and he's very interested in a lot of electronic music as well. And probably as some of you know, he composes his own material using kind of synthesizers, sort of Moogs, etc. And yeah, he's produced a lot of original works. So yeah, he very kindly sent me a handful of them. The first one is this one, Hurtle. It's called Hurtle Turtled Out of Heaven. Okay, and again, he shows all the instruments that he's playing on this, sequencers, modulators, mini Moogs, loads of keyboard instruments that I've never played myself. But yeah, he really produces some interesting sounds and musical statements. There's quite a sort of prehistoric theme with this one, and two mainly long pieces, region 1 15 minutes, and then region 2 18 minute 35, and yeah, really interesting listen. The second one that he sent me is this one. This is definitely with a very strong prehistoric feel. This is entitled Paleozoic. Nice reproduction of the sleeve there on the CD. I think that's, are they called trilobites, those? I'm not too sure. But yeah, so this is again a very kind of sort of all electronic instrumental, sort of, yeah, very primordial kind of feel to it, and it really does. The theme really does suit the music, and vice versa, and you get a real sense of atmosphere when you listen to this. Another excellent one from Michael there. So yeah, go and check these out if you've not heard them, but you're obviously interested in electronic music. Okay, and then this one threw me out a bit when I pulled this out of the mailer. I thought, oh, he sent me a Dave Clark 5 album. Great, okay, fair enough. But then on closer inspection, I realised that this was in fact another original title. He's crossed it out there. And this one is entitled Rat's Alley. And it comes on this lovely kind of mauvey translucent vinyl. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one, actually, I have to say. This one is a very different feel to the other two that I showed you. It's quite sort of frenetic, funky almost, I should say. And yeah, just a great energy to it. So still mainly electronic as well with this he's using, because Michael's got a whole range of talents in terms of being a multi-instrumentalist. He plays guitar, bass, and there's flute on this as well, which was really nice to hear. And yeah, it just really shows off his capabilities. So yeah, that was really enjoyable as well. But it doesn't end there, because not only did he send me some of his original music, he was also kind enough to throw this in. This is Judy Collins and Wildflowers. Yeah, I don't know whether he saw me, but I'd picked up a Judy Collins album a few weeks ago, one of her latest or earlier 70s albums from about 73. Yeah, but I'd never heard this record. So this is I think this is a fourth or fifth record from 1968. And this is just wonderful. I really enjoyed this. It's got some great covers on it from Joni Mitchell, Michael from the Mountains. Her own composition, Since You Asked, is wonderful, very atmospheric. Great cover of Sisters of Mercy by Leonard Cohen. And then, just both sides. Oh, another one, Both Sides Now, another Joni composition. And finishes with a lovely, languid version of Hey, That's No Way to Say Goodbye, another Leonard Cohen number. So yeah, all beautifully orchestrated as well. Comes with the original Electra inner. And yeah, just delighted to get all of these. I mean, just very generous of Michael to send me these. So yeah, thank you once again, Michael. Very generous of you indeed. And I'd also like to say, hope he has a speedy recovery. I believe he's had just a procedure at hospital. So yes, I hope everything's gone well with that, Michael, and you're making a great recovery and all the rest of it. So thank you once again. That was brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so this is just a few pickups that I've acquired over since the last time I uploaded a video, so not an awful lot. I'll just whiz through these quite quickly. Okay, so I picked up a CD copy of this. This is Finger Bob, so this is the original television music from 1971 children's television program that anybody of my age group will remember very well. Used to be shown on the BBC, and it was presented by a wonderful guy by the name of Rick Jones, who used to do all these hand puppets with various animals. It was all very innocent and very simple. So you do like Finger Mouse, there was a mouse there, and there was the Gulliver the seagull, the tortoise, and Scampy. And they all had their own little theme songs, which were kind of repeated throughout the series. I think there was only 13 episodes ever made. But yeah, it's just one that is very endearing. I love the simple themes and the music. Just wonderful little guitar songs. Very simple, but very, very creative, as was a lot of children's TV made from this period. And yeah, very grateful for Johnny Trunk to have to release this. I believe it was the first time it was ever released since its original release on television. But from the notes inside, by all accounts, it was I think they didn't have the master tape, so they must have done it from the videotape of the original show. So yeah, but just wonderful to have this music anyway. So yeah, that's great. Okay, on to another children's television show a bit later on in the 70s. I'm not going to go into this greatly because a few of you have already shown this. So this is on another Johnny Trunk recent release. This is Children of the Stones. So this is the first time ever this soundtrack's ever been released. This was from a television series in the UK from 1977, and I do actually remember this as a kid watching this. It was kind of quite eerie and quite scary, really, for a kid's TV program. Quite adult themes in it, really, kind of thing that you just they'd never do today. But yeah, the music to this is by the Sydney Seger, who wrote it, and it's the Ambrosian Singers. So I think they previously done quite a bit of sort of television work, but nothing as kind of left field and ethereal and just downright weird as this. So yeah, this brings back a lot of memories, obviously, from when I was younger and I used to watch this. So yeah, but yeah, all good stuff. Okay, and these are just a few that I picked up from Ben's. So this is Bo Hansen. So this is Attic Thoughts. This is his 1974 released. So this comes after Magician's Hat and the music from The Lord of the Rings, which I've got both of those and was very familiar with them. I used to see this a lot years ago in sort of the cheap bins. Never picked it up. I think I heard that it wasn't particularly good, but yeah, it was quite cheap, so I thought I'd pick that one up and give that a listen. So yeah, so those that aren't familiar with Bo Hansen, he's a Swedish organ player, been around since the 60s, sadly no longer with us, but produced a handful of very interesting organ-led albums, usually with kind of sort of very literate kind of themes going through them, also concepts, as I suppose a lot of music from that period, artists like this would produce. But yeah, glad to finally get that into the collection. So that's Bo Hansen and Attic Thoughts. Okay, this is one that I'd seen at Ben's for many times. I never really picked it up because I wasn't particularly keen on this guy's mid-70s output, but I kept hearing rumours that it was worthwhile picking up his earlier material. So this is, I believe, his debut album from, I think, '69. So this is the Bob Seger System. And Rambling Gambling Man. Is that the title of this? I'm not absolutely too sure. Yes, it is. Yeah. So that's actually the opener on this. So yeah, this is unlike his kind of middle '70s stuff. This is a bit rawer, less polished, more bluesy, with kind of very organ-led, great energy. Really, actually enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to be honest. So yeah, that was a nice one to get. Next one was one Ben recommended. I wasn't familiar with this singer, albeit that I believe she appeared as Vito Corleone's wife in The Godfather. So this is Morgana King, and this is Gemini Changes. So yeah, she's quite a female vocalist. Quite interesting vocals. She does a lot of covers. She's got Look of Love on here, got Sunny, Walk On By. Yeah, and it's kind of arranged quite nicely. It's quite croony, her voice. Wasn't quite what I was expecting. But yeah, it's quite a nice listen. And yeah, it wasn't expensive, so I was pleased to pick that up. Might need to play that another couple of times to really let it get under my skin. Couple here that are kind of psych pop records that I wasn't hitherto familiar with, but glad to pick up. This one is Spanky and Our Gang from 1968. I think this is Anything You Choose, Without Rhyme or Reason. It's on Mercury. And yeah, I didn't know anything about these guys at all. And Ben played it to me in the shop, and it's really, really good, upbeat, kind of psych tinged pop kind of from the time. Nothing that's going to kind of really blow you away, but it was nicely produced, just pleasant, upbeat, and yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. So pleased to get it into the collection, and looking forward to giving it another spin. Okay, last couple here. This one is, I believe, his last album, although I'm not altogether too sure. This is The Adventures of Keith. So Keith, who famously did the 96.4, the big hit that he had. This one is from 1969. recorded in New York. String and horns on here, some interesting arrangements, and yeah, I wasn't really too familiar. I knew the artist and I knew the hit that he had, but I've never heard any of his kind of studio output album wise. So yeah, glad to get this, and we'll be looking forward to giving this a spin. So as I say, I'm not really familiar with this particularly because I only heard sort of snippets in the shop, so I haven't really played it all the way through. But yeah, glad to get it and add that to the collection. Okay, so that's The Adventures of Keith. Okay, and then the last one, really glad for this, to get this. Ben actually gave me this as a freebie, as a little bit of a Christmas present, so thank you very much for that, for this, Ben. So yeah, he wasn't sure whether I'd already picked it up. I got his debut quite recently. This is his second album, and this is Colin Blunstone, and this is Ennismore. So this is from 1972 on Epic. Yeah, so this is his follow-up to the his wonderful debut album. This has the single on I Don't Believe in Miracles, which is a Russ Ballard song, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. There's a nice medley on here as well. And yeah, so again, I can't really tell you an awful lot about this, as I'm not that familiar. I did stream this quite a while back, and I had been on the lookout for it. I found in a shop in Henley, I found a kind of copy, but it was a bit beaten up. The guy wanted about 12 quid for it, and I wasn't particularly in the mood to get into a negotiation. So yeah, so a very pleasant surprise to be gifted this from Ben, and have that one in the collection. So thanks once again, Ben. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, guys, so that's it really. So all it remains for me to say is I hope you're all keeping really well, and you're all going to have a fantastic Christmas and New Year. I may well be doing a live session for those who are friends with me on Facebook. I'm looking to do some covers, just get the guitar out, see how I feel, see how my voice is, how long it holds out. I don't know, but that is something that I'm looking to do. Yeah, and I may do a kind of roundup as well, which I think I've done for the last couple of years, sort of nearer to New Year's Eve, nearer to the end of the year. So yeah, hopefully we'll be doing that. Okay, so yeah, take care, guys. Hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, and yeah, I shall see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.